So next I'm going to talk about main four components that can help a startup ecosystem. The same ecosystem has helped Silicon Valley to grow so many companies and grow so many new brands. First of all, if you open up a new startup with a new idea, you need good advisor. Advisor is very important. I mean, if you're a student, maybe your professor can become an advisor. If you're a startup CEO, talk to another startup who is older than you, right? They can become an advisor. So in Silicon Valley, we have had a lot of people with a lot of experience with startup building, and they can become advisor, which has helped the ecosystem big time. The second component that I think you're familiar with is called incubator or accelerator. I will explain it a little bit. So incubator and accelerator are educational institutions where you can come up with your idea, where they help you with money, like funding. They help you with HR to marketing to sales and everything to turn your idea from an idea to a company. That is what this incubator is. And in Silicon Valley, there are a lot of incubators and accelerators, and I think this part already exists in Korea as well. The third component is investor. It's very important. So think about it. Your idea is there, you have a good advisor, and then you go to an incubator, they turn your idea into a company. The next thing you need is money to grow your company, right? So you need the investor. There are two different types of investors in the world. One is angel investor, and the second is venture capital investor, right? So the angel investors are individuals who actually, people like you and me, who are actually investing. You do not need any qualification to become an angel investor. Whereas the second type is the venture capital. It's more like institutional investors like myself, and we actually invest in a larger amount. So those are two types of investor you need. I know that already there are some investors in Korea, but we need more angel investors. In Silicon Valley, if you see, anybody who is working in Google, Facebook, and Apple is an angel investor. There are so many of them. So it is easy for the startups to grow and get some initial money to convert their idea into dream into reality. So the final component, which is the most important component that most probably Korea is missing today, is enough opportunity of exit. So by exit means that your company is either going for the public market, which is IPO, initial public offering, like you go to Kosdaq or Korea Stock Exchange, that is sell your stock to the public. So that is one exit. The second type of exit is big companies buy your company. That is the second type of exit, known as M&A or merger and acquisition. So you'll be surprised to know that more than 90% of the world's M&A is done in America. Most of the Asian large corporations, they do not believe in M&A. But if you look at the large American corporation, like say Apple and IBM, a large portion of their research and development is dependent on buying out new venture companies. So I'm going to show you some examples. I'm going to jump through it a little bit. So if you see, this is a data point that has been created at one point, and if you see that number of M&A, Silicon Valley, United States, and all over the world, and that week, 99% of the world's M&A for a certain week was done in America, and the remaining 1% was done in the rest of the world. So let's look at Apple. Everybody knows about Siri? Siri, yeah? So Siri was never developed by Apple. Siri was a startup that was bought by Apple and was put it in as a market, and it became one of the most famous functionality that iPhone offered. One way we feel that one of the electronic maker giant, Samsung, they have done a great job. Recently, they are doing the same thing as Apple. In Silicon Valley, we see a lot of Samsung representatives who are in the hunt of looking for new startups that they can make part of their own team.